Hello everyone, we are group 91 and we have our team member Junjie Zheng, Chen Chen, Peng Yuanqu, Tao Huang, and the topic chosen by our group is GDP per capita, current US dollar, and the data set we chose is 82. Uh, and the data set we use comprises several key attributes, including the country, the name of the country code, which is the Unicode identifier for each country, and the income group. It is a classification of the country based on the income levels, and the region. It means the geography regions where the country are located, and also the year uh, for which the GDP data is recorded from 1961 to 2023, and also the GDP. And our group has obtained some effective visualizations data by analyzing these data, including the world maps, heat maps, bar charts, and line charts, and we will explain them one by one.
First, let's make a list of research questions that will get the project. Um, which countries has the highest GDP in 2023, and which group distribution GDP by region, and what are the differences in GDP among high, middle, and low income countries, and what is the level of economic development in different regions. And second, I will describe the method for the data cleaning and visualize the user tableau. First, the data preparation, and I import and clean the global GDP data to ensure it's complete and accurate. Organize the data, including at the country codes, income groups, and region information. Creating the heat maps. Use a color shade to represent the GDP value for each country. With uh, dark, dark color indicate the higher GDP and describe the location and GDP data for each country on the map. And creating regional maps. Categorize the GDP data by different region and econ groups. Use the color block size and the color shades to indicate the average GDP for each region. Let's talk to the story about the visualize. First, the heat map. Describes the GDP data for each country in 2023, which color shades indicates the high and low GDP. The US and China are the most dominant. The dark color shade showing that they lead the world GDP, and the major European economies such as Germany and UK and France also shows the high GDP. Next slide, please. Region chart analysis shows that the distribution of the GDP by region and economy groups. High-income countries dominate the major portion, showing that the strong GDP power and the middle economy and the low economy countries have relevant low GDP, showing that imbalance in global economy development. Conclusion and recommendation. So this analyze, we can clear see that distribution of global economy and the economy difference between regions. High income countries that dominate the global economy, and while low and middle income countries need further development and sports. I recommend the policy makers pay attention to global economy imbalance and promote its economy cooperation and development. Next slide.
The next visualization is a line chart showing GDP per capita trend over time for different income groups. This chart reveals high-income countries constantly have the highest GDP per capita, while the upper middle-income countries have shown significant growth since 1990s. This visualization helps policymakers understand the economic progress across income groups and plan economic policies to support growth in lower income groups. It also highlights the impact of global events like the 2008 financial crisis and the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic on GDP trend. Next slide, please. The next visualization is a bar chart that allows to select of specific year and countries to compare their GDP per capita. This feature enables target economic analysis by focusing on specific country and years. For example, comparing China, United States, Canada, and Singapore shows that there is a significant growth in China in recent decades. This visualization also helps to understand the economic impact of historical events and policies on different countries and different years. Together, these visualizations provide a comprehensive view of global economic trend and support effective policy planning and resource allocation. Next slide.
So this line chart presents a detailed comparison of GDP growth for 4 different countries: Canada, China, Singapore, and the US, spanning from 1961 to 2023. The data reveals distinct economic trajectories, with the United States and China showing remarkable growth, especially in the last 2 decades. The United States demonstrate a consistent upward trend, reflecting its strong economic infrastructure and global economic influence. China shows a steep rise starting in the late 1990s, highlighting its rapid industrialization and emergence as a global economic powerhouse. Singapore's Portugal is also significant, though less dramatic, showcasing its development as a leading financial hub in Asia. Canada's growth is steady but more gradual, indicating stable economic development. This comparative analysis underscored the diverse economic landscape and growth patterns of these nations, reflecting varying degree of industrialization, policy impact, and global economic integration. Next page, please. This second line chart illustrates the GDP trend across various global regions from 1961 to 2023. North America exhibit the highest GDP levels, with a noticeable acceleration from the late 1990s onwards, underscoring the region's economic dominance. The East Asia and Pacific region views substantial growth, particularly post-2000, driven largely by China's rapid economic expansion. Europe and Central Asia show steady growth, reflecting the region's developed economics and stable growth rates. Other regions, such as Latin America and Caribbean, Middle East and Africa, South Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa, display lower GDP levels with more modest growth trajectories. These regions' flatter lines suggest ongoing economic challenges and slower growth rates, influenced by factors such as political instability, limited industrial development, and infrastructure issues. This chart highlights the significant economic disparities between different regions, emphasizing the need for tailored strategies to foster economic development in less developed areas. Next page.
That's all for our group. Thank you.